Welcome back to Breakfast Daily, and now from Shirley Frimpong Manso to a woman who has impacted the lives of millions of Ghanaians for over 40 years. That's 4 decades of entertaining, educating, and impacting all of our lives. She's a writer, she's a TV personality, she's an actress, she was a politician, and she's also an author. Talking about Grace Omaboe, a.k.a. Maame Dokono. If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, this woman played a role in your life. And we're going to learn more about her. And so if you have any questions for her at all, let us know with the hashtag Breakfast Daily and the WhatsApp line 0550585832. Good morning, Maame Dokono.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
Thank you so much for being with us. It's such an honor to have you on our studio, in our studios today.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Can you tell us a bit about your life? Where did you grow up? What was life like as a child? How did you end up on this path?
I grew up starting from my very childhood. I would say in the rural area.
Okay.
That's actually give how do I say it? A lot of people see me and they think I have never been to the village before. But most of the time, most of my youth, I grew up in the village.
Okay.
And so some of the things I do, they wonder how I learned it. But I learned it through the experience, you know, through my grandmother, through my great-great-grandmother. And I met all of them. Wow. The great-great-grandmother died when she was about 140. My grandmother died about over 100. My mother died a year ago. Wow. My mother died when she was 115. Wow. So I will not be surprised if I grow up to be 100 and something, you know. I started school at Oda. They tell me I started school at Oda, from Oda to a village. A village that my uncle was the chief. They brought us from Oda to that village. And I finished the classes, and I understand when they were bringing us to the village, my uncle had to carry me on the shoulder because there was no truck from the next big town to the village. So I finished the classes, and then my uncle decided to take me to Form 1, Form 2 at Akuase. And my uncle just looked at me and said, "Oh, this girl, I think she's so beautiful, a man will destroy her, so let me go and hide her." So she took me to Abitifi Girls' School. Okay. It was here rather that I got to know about this. So it was here. I went to Form 2 in Abitifi Girls' School. A teacher was there. They were talking about sex abuse and all that. Teachers doing all sorts of things. And the teachers were doing it.
The teachers were doing it to the girls?
Yes. But it depends on how the girl, you behave. Anyway. So it was here that I learned how to act. Here that I learned how to sing and the rest.
And how did you know that that was going to be your destiny? At what point did you decide that I'm going to pursue this as a career?
When I was in Form 4, my girl, you know, we do girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend thing.
So my your girlfriend?
Girl, yeah, my girlfriend went to St. Monica's. And I said, my girl has gone to St. Monica's. Let me also follow her to St. Monica's.
Was she your senior?
Yes, she was my senior. And I followed her to St. Monica's. She finished a year before me. And then when I went to St. Monica's, I was the entertainment prefect. I mean, I don't know.
How did you end up as entertainment prefect? Because
I was so open, so everything. Grace Omaboe, everything. Grace Omaboe, Grace Omaboe. I was singing.
What did you enjoy about that?
I took some delight in it. I didn't know it was an inborn because my mother was singing at the Presby Church. My mother was an entertainer, you know, just like myself. So I took pleasure in doing this. And I hear I will be sitting down with you, entertaining, singing, and whatnot, and let an exam come. I will pass.
Wow.
I will pass, or I will be the first. So most of them call me a witch.
But walk us through some of the first projects you participated in as a writer before you even came on our screens, and how they impacted your career.
The first project was this Osobra. But before Obra was also for that, and I was behind the screens, writing with Nana Busobra. So the first episode of Obra, the former president called us, the former president Rollins called us and said also for that it was out of place, so they want us to write something new. Before then, I was helping Nana Busobra with his scripts for Osofodazi. So Nana Busobra asked whether we could start something new. And I said, why not? So he wrote a script known as Ama Jackpot. The Ama Jackpot, the lady who was supposed to play the jackpot woman was not to be found. We were at that time the art center. We were there were some groups rehearsing at the art center, and we went there to get a girl, but we couldn't get a girl. And Nana asked me whether I could play that Ama Jackpot role.
How old were you at the time?
40, but I was looking like a 20-year-old.
Like right now, you look like you're 30.
Yes. So I said, well, let me try and see. That was the first time I came on the screen. Before then, I was behind. Because there was a song in the role, they couldn't get anybody to play that role.
And you were a singer.
So Nana said, can you try it? I said, yes. So I started it. And the song was, Odo Yehuda me biami to the kasami wo ena young boy Odo sami yem. And it was you know, one of these songs I learned from the village.
Wow. So
he said, baby, why don't you sing it again? Then I sang it again. Odo Yehuda me biami. Asami wo ena young boy Odo sami. I said, you are on, baby.
Wow.
Wow.
And that was it?
That was it. And the play that gave me the name Maame Dokono, the lady was Ama Jackpot. So I was supposed to be called Ama Jackpot.
How did you end up as Maame Dokono?
But I was selling kenke.
Which type of kenke?
Girl kenke. Okay. And everywhere the Obra was then a station
manager or something.
A railway station.
Oh, okay, a railway station. Okay.
We were doing Obra around.
So the area was
the area was railway station, and the person in charge of the railway station was called railway master, station master. And anytime I took the kenke to his office, he would call me Maame Dokono Waba.
Wait, hold on. So you were writing,
yes,
acting,
yes,
and still selling dokono to make more money,
yes.
Or you just enjoy selling the dokono?
I was writing, but in the play, I was selling dokono.
Okay. So you were kenke seller in the play.
In the play.
Okay.
And anytime I go to my station master's office, he would say, "Hey, Maame Dokono, and that was it. And the name Ama Jackpot, they couldn't give me that name. But in the play, they were calling me Ama Jackpot. Yes.
So how did the Maame Dokono end up becoming the name? It ended up
becoming my name because I don't know why. Anytime I go to station master, you know, the railway station, station master was there all the time. So anytime I got to him, he called me Maame Dokono. So everybody called me Maame Dokono. And this was the name that was given to me. Nobody gave it to me. People liked it, I think. And I also liked it because later on in my life, I started giving kenke to the people in need. You know, if you go on to look at my philanthropic work.
So you really owned the Maame Dokono.
Yes, I gave money to people who are in need. I gave money to women who are in need. People come to me for help and the rest. So I said, hey, God knows why he gave me Maame Dokono. So, you know, that's how it happened. And I started acting. And I started singing. Where
did you draw your inspiration from as an actor? And what was the transition like from a writer, someone behind the scenes, to someone in front of the camera? What was that transition like?
I don't know, but I like... I watched this film, not a Ghanaian film. I think it's a film. I don't know about this woman, and I like the woman so much. So I started behaving like him.
Wow. I
was very rough in my this thing, but after acting,
it shaped you.
I like, if you are a little girl and you are asked to play I'm supposed to maltreat you in a film. I played that role. Just after that role, I will shake hands with you. I give you money, and I don't know.
How do you get into character? What's that process like?
I watch people. If I see a mad woman, I watch a mad woman. I watch you, the way that person behave. If I see somebody who maltreats the children, I watch it, and I act the same. But after that, even sometimes when I'm acting with you, I feel like crying, you know. But just after that, I hug you, and I tell you that, don't worry, it's just a play, you know. I watch a mad woman, I watched A Mad Man. I remember Kwawansan's Love Brew.
Yeah.
Was it Love Brew? Some of these things are...
It's okay.
I acted as a mad woman. And in that film, such a big film, I was only acting as a mad woman.
But you did the mad woman justice.
Yes, I played the mad woman. So I watch people, and I learned from the books. What can I say?
Let's talk about the 70s, 80s, 90s. What role did the creative sector have in our national development? Because we just finished talking to Shirley Frimpong Manson, and she told us about how there's a series she's watching in the UK that the person acting in Coma is actually some UK person who is not even Ghanaian. But back then, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, what influence did the creative sector have on our national development as a country?
It did have a lot, and on our national this thing. We had the Irenchis.
Yeah.
We have the Bob Coles. We have Effa Sutherland. You know, this was the time that the National Theatre was built.
Yeah.
Everything was centered around Ghana. But I don't know what I see now.
What was that atmosphere like back then? Did you feel like you had some contribution to make?
At that time, every Friday, Saturday, we were performing at the Art Center. We had Jogolo. These are old.
Legends.
Yes, we had Jogolo. We had the Trial of Kwame Nkrumah. We had Our Husbands Have Gone Mad Again. We had a lot of films centered around people from Ghana or from history. The Trial of Kwame Nkrumah, we were then called talents. And Kwame Nkrumah took power, and he went through developing Ghana up till the time he was overthrown. We had all this. If you come and watch the musical, you will think that it is Kwame Nkrumah who was playing the role.
Wow.
And we toured the whole of Ghana with it. But these days, you don't see such a play. For instance, a play of Yasantua. It was done. It was done by Kumawood Film, but it wasn't like it wasn't like Yasantua.
What was missing?
The traditional thing. They did it in a traditional way, you know, but it was. Somebody may think that by playing the fool around the character, it means you have played the role. But when we did the Trial of Kwame Nkrumah, a musical, you come to the Art Center and watch it. You will watch it and you will weep. For instance, he said Rome was not built in a day. It was here that he said every country in the world borrows. We borrow today and pay back tomorrow and all that. But you feel like you are watching a play. You are watching a play, and no, you don't feel like you are watching the same kind of play in a comic way.
What went wrong? How did we go from, Heritage Africa, and all these very powerful movies and productions that taught us about ourselves and our identity as a people, to now, you know, just being comical about everything and just everyone is an actress on social media these days?
I think they think when you can play the comic, you can be a comical, then you've made it, because they've made money out of it. That gives them money, so they think they can go on and make money. But during our time, there were not a lot of radio stations and TV stations. They've been watching these TV stations, and they see a lot of films. They see a lot of characters. They see, excuse me to say, like Lewin. He saw the character Lewin in the over there, and he's taking it here. You see, so I think it's the television and what we see on the television and what we've been watching our brothers and sisters do. They think that is what we call films.
But what do you define as film?
I call it buffoonery. No, I don't want to say something that will make people insult me. But when people hear it, they will insult me, you know. But if you are playing a character, be serious with the character and play it well, you know. So, I don't know, but this is it.
Okay, let's talk about By the Fireside. I grew up watching By the Fireside, and I think millions of young people my age grew up listening to you. What was that production like?
Oh, it was great. The children, every child will run to where there is a television. Those who don't have a television set in their houses will go and hide or
sneak a peek at somebody's window.
Somebody's window. That time, if you don't have your bath, you can't see By the Fireside. And everybody will wait for Talking Point to finish for them to watch By the Fireside. I don't know, but children shouldn't be made to watch only cartoons. We have our own cartoons. We have our own
history.
And some of the history can be seen in Fireside.
Yeah.
In the Fireside, we were training the children to be morally good.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be Kwekwanansi in a play. And we made sure that every play that we did, Kwekwanansi did something bad, and he ends up being bad. If you behave like this, you end up bad. You behave like this, you will end up like Kwekwanansi, and a misfortune will befall on you. You see? But the whole thing has changed. I started learning about these stories from my old grandmother. I remember whenever we finish cooking and there is the fire, we will sit around the fire. My grandmother would tell me, yeah, if there is no fire, Yeah, a Janet Mo, so Janano. Nayantuana system. So I will make sure I prepare something like that. And I remember one day the particle of the fire fell on me. My grandmother was then smoking a pipe. So we will tell story upon story. And if you don't know and you do something contrary to that, my grandmother will tell you what you did today was bad. What you did was bad. When my grandmother or my other mothers died, my mother was then there. Even up to 2 years, 3 years ago, I went to her to collect the stories. Yeah. And she will tell me stories. She will tell me stories, and and then the Mogu, she will tell me the story, each song to go with the.
How important is it for us to preserve these stories? Because these days you watch our productions and everything is a love story. Every movie is a love story, and you ask yourself, don't we have authentic historical stories to tell this generation like you guys taught us?
Yes, it is important to tell authentic stories, but I don't know, maybe we'll have to stop showing the cartoons on our TVs. Yes, but because they will tell you, if my mother, you do something that is bad, she will use a proverb to tell you that what you did was bad. Everything that you did, she will sing a song and then later on explain it to you or tell you in a story form that what you did was bad. You see? So I don't know how this generation is going to pick up this. Maybe we have to show more of these films. We have to show more of these films on our television. And I think the government should also help. You should also give us some money to, to produce some of these films, because during Kwawansa, during his time, if they want to make a film, I think the government
supported.
Yes, Irenchi and the rest, Bob Cole and the rest, if they want to make a film, the government supported them. Yeah. So they tell us, if you produce authentic films, they don't buy it. Yes.
But then we consumed it in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. So what's going on now?
Yes, I don't know. But they will tell you, you approach a filmmaker or a producer of a film, he will tell you he will not make his money, because filmmaking are now a business. If they use their own money, they will never make it unless the government support them.
Let's talk about the return of the By the Fireside that we are so excited about. I mean, it's the year of return. A lot of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora are coming back, and next week, Saturday, we'll all come to the E. Anansi Library. Can you tell us what to expect?
Yes, before I say anything, I want to give credence to Nana Konedo Ajimai.
Okay.
Rollins, because he actually initiated the fireside. He called me and asked whether I know how to tell stories. And I told him I come from the village, so I can tell it. And he decided to support it. Wow. He actually supported the fireside from the beginning till the end. And I have some of the little ones I taught who are older than you now. They are married with their children and they want to start the whole thing. So they came to me and said we should start the fireside again. Wow. So I decided I am not feeling very, very well. You know, I am old. I'm 73. I am 73, 74 now. And so I cannot narrate the story all the time, even though my mother was narrating it to me. If they can do it, then we're going to do it. So they said yes. Wow. So those who I have taught, who are just like you, and some are abroad, those abroad, they are all going to come in the Christmas. Wow. And they are going to do this. We are going to do the return of the fireside. Some of them will act as Maame Dokono, Kwekwanase, and the rest. When they were acting as they were acting. Yeah. And they will honor me during that time. They will just ask me to come in, narrate a few of them, but they are going to say it. They are going to do the narration. They are going to do the drumming and dancing, and I hope they will do it well.
And we will all enjoy it. Now, 40 years of service, 40 years of impact. When it's all said and done, what would you like to be remembered for?
Well, I have written a book. The Fireside, I have come out with volume 1.
10 years ago, but it's still out.
It's out. 10 years ago, it's out. And I'm trying to come out with volume 2. Yes. At least if they will not remember me at all, when the children take the book and they read it, they will find me. And at the back of the book is Maame Dokono in Doa Adinkra Croft, and then Dr. Rokuto too will be there. So these are some of the things. And I hope I will train somebody to take over the Dokono side. Wow. I hope I will train one of them. There is one of them who is actually interested in becoming the Maame Dokono. Yes. Generation. Yes. And he will continue it from there. Legacy. So that when I die, I will be remembered by the fireside.
What advice would you give everyone in our creative sector today about paying it forward the way you guys gave so much to us? You served Ghana well. What would you tell those in our creative industry today?
I will tell them not to follow money too much. Because if they follow money, they will come out with things which are not traditional. I will tell them to respect the old one, and I will tell them to persevere. They should not look at money alone, but think of the country. Think how Ghana is going to be, and think of what to do to raise Ghana. Money is not the end of anything. Money cannot make them what they are. So that's all that I'll tell them.
Thank you very much, Grace Omaboe. Maame Dokono, for the life of service, the life of impact, everything you've done for us. We thank you because you've touched millions of lives, and it's been an honor talking to you this morning. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
And thank you guys at home for staying with us. We hope that you are inspired by her story. Whatever it is that you do, make sure that you do it well, and there's some substance to what you're doing. Don't just play around with it or just follow money, but really follow the impact and legacy that you're leaving behind. On Saturday the 7th, we will all be at E. Anansi Library for the return of By the Fireside. It's absolutely free, so let's all go and celebrate this great gift that the team gave us when we were all growing up. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed this video.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Citi Tube,
for exclusive Breakfast Daily content and other Citi TV programs.
like, comment, and share with your friends.